Chris, Cal State Dominguez Hills, communications major. How old are you, Chris?
I am going to be 22 years old, so I'm currently 21.
22 years. And what communications major are you?
I am a journalism emphasis.
Journalism emphasis. And what year are you?
I am in my 4th year, but I'm going to need next year to graduate.
All right.
So it'll be 5 when I'm done.
Sounds good. What is your favorite communications class so far at Cal State Dominguez Hills?
Of all the ones that I've taken?
Yeah.
I'd have to say my favorite one was probably Comm 352, featuring critical writing, because I was able to kind of go out and and work with a really good professor and kind of learn how to be a proper journalist, and I think that's really helped sharpen my skills. Comm 355, writing for the school newspaper, has also been good. Sharpened my skills as a journalist, and learning how to track people to get quotes, and learning that journalism is a lot harder than people lead on to be.
Who's been your favorite professor so far in the comm department?
There's been a couple. Ed Wetmore, he was my Comm 400 teacher. He's one of the full-time professors. I think he's had a profound impact on the communications department. He's been one of the guys that's been there from the get-go. And I think learning how to do good research and learning about the theories was very helpful for me, as well as how to properly conduct surveys. And also Lee Hess. Lee Hess is probably, aside from the fact that he's a great individual, he's also a really nice teacher. I learned a lot about media law from him, and he made things a lot easier to understand because it's a very broad topic, and I thought Lee Hess in the Comm 302 class, the media law class, really helped me out understand the different laws that people have to learn when going through the media, and it's really broad, so I thought it was very helpful.
Can you talk about your role at the Bulletin, the school newspaper, and some of your accomplishments or stories that you've written?
Yeah, I basically was a writer for the Bulletin just for this semester only, because it was a required class, and I was one of the staff writers. So basically, from each week, I had to come up with one story, and I did features on some people. I wrote about one of the assistant engineers over at the KDHR, the campus radio station. I did a story on one of the professors who's also an actor as well, professional actor. I did stories about how President Garcia was going to resign, and it was very difficult because at times, you would think these stories are easy to write because it's on your own campus. However, it's very difficult to track down these people to talk about these stories and get quotes and help develop your story and enrich it. And it was very difficult. However, I think because I learned how to become a good journalist and condensing and keeping things simple, I'm a better writer for it. So I was basically just a staff writer that had to track down his own stories each week.
Cool. And I understand you have a radio station or radio?
Yes, I do have a radio show here on the campus radio station, KDHR. I do it Wednesday mornings from 9:30 to 11:30. It's called the Sports Corner. And basically the show is me and my partner, Eric Small, who's also a comm minor, as well as a political science major. We basically talk about everything in LA sports, from the Lakers to the Clippers. We're talking Kings right now. We talk a lot of baseball, Dodgers, Angels, a lot of NFL football. We basically cover the top stories in sports, and it's a great show. I'm having a great time because that's what I want to do in life. I want to be a sports broadcaster / journalist, and that show is giving me a lot of experience, and it allows me to kind of convey my views about the Lakers, because I'm a huge Lakers fan, and the Clippers, and really sharpen my skills as a broadcaster, as well as trying to find good stories to talk about each week. It's a fun show.
That just leads me into my next question. What do you plan to do with your communications degree from Cal State Dominguez Hills after you graduate?
Well, like I said, sports broadcasting is my first option. Being a sports journalist, a writer, that would be good. A columnist. I've written a few sports columns in the Bulletin this year as a staff writer. Yeah, I've been a huge Laker fan, but anything in the sports world as a broadcaster, whether that's play-by-play for the Lakers, play-by-play for the Dodgers, Angels, I really don't care. I just want to get my foot in the door. And being a radio host here has given me great experience because it's allowed me to really perfect my craft and really polish my act as well. And even if I was just a everyday radio talk show host, just talking sports for 4 hours a day, that'd be a dream for me. So anything along those lines in the world of sports broadcasting, I'd be ready to get.
All right. And if you can give any advice to incoming communication majors at school, what would you tell them?
I would basically tell them just be prepared to work hard, and that's really the thing. Every class is different. Every professor has their own personality, their certain way of doing things. Every class is not really the same. I mean, there have been classes I've taken where the material was real similar, but you learn a lot, so be prepared to learn a lot, but also be prepared to work hard, stay on top of the papers, be willing to try different things. Also, be very handy with technology. I'm taking a few classes right now where I've never had to edit videos or put up blogs, but I'm learning how to do that now. So be prepared to want to learn new things, but also stay on top of it, because it's very easy to fall behind. And when you have projects where it's not a conventional class where you're writing papers or taking exams, it's very easy to fall behind. So just always be, I guess there's just two things. Be prepared to learn new things and always stay on top of your work. And I think that's the best way to become a communications student, because you want to be diligent, you want to be punctual, you want to be concise, you want to be accurate. And I think being a communications student encompasses all those skills.